Hello, Mike and Left Dice. Kerbal Space Program. Tutorials. Now here's a question. Docking or asteroid redirect? I think docking. I think docking is the next thing to do. So let's do that. See how long this takes. Oh, we're in the dark. Hello. Today we're going over an exciting process making two separate ships attached so they can share resources, crew, or simply become a bigger ship. If you're interested in orbiter lander missions or creating space stations, this will be a must, so pay attention. I don't think I'm going to continue that. In order to dock another ship, the first thing you have to do is catch up to it, rendezvous with it, and use a technology. To accomplish that, the first thing you have to do is put your ship in a coplane orbit, meaning orbit with the exact same inclination. So this is ship A. I'm sure it's got a name. Alright, so go to the M key, and so we're going to see what's going on. So this is Kerbal Rescuer, and this is going to be stranded. So I suspect that's what we're going to be doing. Look at these poor guys; they're doomed to orbit Kerbal forever unless you go to their rescue, which you should, because our space program's reputation will go down if we leave people marooned out in space. Play around the camera, you'll notice that your orbit and theirs don't have the same inclination. That means that their ships, if it did pass close to another, they would do so at dangerously high speed, whoosh, and just zip on past each other on different paths. In this situation, the first thing we need to do is align our orbit with that of the ship. So, click, set as target. Ascending and descending nodes. Good. Now you'll notice a few things have appeared on your orbit. Green ascending and descending nodes and indicators. Bring up the nav ball. Now show the points where the planes of your orbit cross the plane of the target orbit, and the white dot lines connect these two to your own orbit. This is what these nodes look like. There we go. You want to have your orbit coincide with that of the targets. I'm going to be heading up to this one next, so that's right. Add a move at the nearest of the two nodes, probably the ascending node, which it is, and manipulate the normal direction to the handle so your inclination with respect to target orbit is 0. You can mouse over the A and DN line as it moves around the orbit and know the estimated inclination after the burn. If you can't seem to get exactly 0, try moving the maneuver node itself a bit. Okay. So I'll try moving it directly on top of the node, and then... Oh, no, okay, other way around. It says I can mouse over the A and B and then know what it would be like after the burn, but that doesn't seem to be... Alright, so yeah, so it's not on the line, it's the marker itself. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Ooh. .2 0.0. Okay. So we now have a burn, which is going to... Well, we have no idea how long it's going to take. That's brilliant. Do I have enough information? Theoretically, right. I have information about this engine. Specifically, its specific impulse. And from that, I should be able to work out how long the thing will take. But let's point towards the maneuver. Which is obviously quite close to the anti-normal. And let's walk there. there's another piece of information I need from this engine, which is the maximum thrust and the weight of the whole ship, and various other things. So it's information I don't have. This is why I like Kerbal Engineer and MechJet, because they have that information. I'm going to go at 10 seconds just to pick a number. Oh, that's about right. I probably should have gone at 15. So that was pretty good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, off. Right. Now it's not giving me the next, which means that it doesn't think that I'm quite there yet. Let's just point anti-normal actually. So that's doing the right thing. There we go. You can tell that I was going the right way because of the way the normal and anti-normal were moving. The ascending nodes were moving. They were moving around, and so generally when they're about 90 degrees from where you are in your orbit, you're about right. I'm not going to. I thought I was going to sneeze, but I'm not. That's annoying. Or outstanding. Now your orbit and the stranded ships are coplanar. The next step is generate a transfer orbit, much like you did when you were targeting another celestial body, which will transfer your ship from one orbit to the other. Create a maneuver node on your orbit. Doesn't really matter where, since you're going to move it around anyway. And then extend the prograde vector until you get an intersecting orbit. Some of the new indicators in target mode are the orange pair and pink pair of closest approach markers. Play with the prograde and the node position until you get matching coloured pair of these intersections close to another, ideally within a 5 kilometre range. So, add maneuvery. So that 300 delta V burn took 30 seconds. That's a thing I'm going to remember. Actually, I shouldn't need to. It'll tell me actually. I don't need to keep it. Right, so that's me getting an orbit that is more or less intersecting. Oh, where do we go? And now I'm actually gonna double click on Kerbal itself and use that as the focus, because that's gonna make my life a little bit easier. That's annoying. Right. Aggravating thing is, this is where, again, precise node is my favorite thing, because you can just say, oh, I accidentally put in some normal and anti-normal stuff. I meant to drag the thing around, but I got some normal and anti-normal stuff. You know, just zeroed that. Right, so by dragging the node around and watching where those two intersection indicators came up, I was able to get them pretty close together, within 3 kilometers, in fact. I'm gonna just... So you can see I was going slightly outside the orbits and then back in again. That's taking me to 16 kilometers difference. So I'm gonna drag this again. It's 20 kilometers, so we'll go back the other way. I was better off, I think, before. Oh well. Next, that looks nice. Execute your planned burn. as close as possible. You'll most likely not get exactly as the maneuver node predicts. For better precision, I recommend you burn at full throttle till delta V counters down to about 10, and then cut your engine, then make a few short-powered, low-throttle bursts to fine-tune the interceptor. Point to maneuver. Warp to here. Warp to next maneuver. It's going to want to burn out about 10 seconds anyway. So obviously the idea is, what you're trying to do is work out how long it's going to go from this orbit to that orbit, and do that burn at a time when I get here, this craft will have turned up there. And that's a very entertaining and interesting thing to work out by yourself. Theoretically, you can do it with maths, but one of these, I keep thinking one of these days what I wanted to do is learn how to do all the maths. So I can, instead of having to do it this particular way, I can do it mathematically. But I think that's actually far more work than I'm willing to put into a game. Much as I love Kerbal Space Program, maybe it's one of those things I'd love to be able to put into KOS, and have that all calculated for me. Right, we're going to go 11 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11. Alright, so we're going to go until there's about 10 meters a second left. And then just fine tune. Now, the same thing, I've had this annoyance before, that you don't actually find out how well you've done until after you finish. So all I've got here is how close those two orbits seem to be. That looks nice, so he thinks it's nice. Now execute the planned maneuver as precise. Oh, done that. So I've now got the next thing. So if I could click and I take away the maneuver node, I now see where I actually am, which is 2.9 kilometers, which is actually better than I thought it was. So there you go. This is one of the things I would like from the user interface, because you could see when I was doing the burn for ascending node and descending node, you actually saw how that changed. Whereas it doesn't show the intercept. It doesn't show what the intercept is doing and how close you're getting, which would be a nice thing to learn about. En route to rendezvous. Now you're in a trajectory that will get you very close to your target. If you think you get even closer, I suggest you can fine tune using your RCS thrusters. So I'm not going to do that. 2.9 kilometers will do. I'll get close later. Of course, no matter how close you get, you're still going to be going too fast to actually do anything about it, unless we get to one more thing, and that's to step on the brakes at the right time. That's, of course, just a figure of speech, because there's no such thing as a brake pedal in the spacecraft. For now, let's wait until we're about 15 kilometers away from the target. Can I right-click on the target? I can. So 15 kilometers. Once there, make sure the Kerbal is in target mode, which we'll get there later. So counting down. Alright, now we're in target mode. I'm going to read the rest of this before we get there. Make sure you're in target mode so the proper indicators will be displayed during the critical maneuvers. If that isn't, click the velocity mode a few times so it is. While in target mode, turn towards the retrograde marker and burn until your relative velocity drops below 50 meters a second. So they don't want me to do that till we're in 15 kilometers, which we're not yet. So retrograde, speed up a little bit. wait till we get down to about 20 clicks, and then I'll bring ourselves back down to normal speed. And this is the point where, oh, let's get rid of that. We want to get ourselves like this. And what I'm mostly trying to work out is when is it going to be passing by. Right, I'm gonna at 10 kilometers, which is, they say 15, I'm gonna go with 10, and then just go full throttle until we're less than 50 meters a second. Which should be very soon. Alright, next thing. Okay, full stop. Now we're pretty close to the target ship, and you're moving slowly with respect to it, but we have to come to full stop or we'll drift away. Leave map view, because we're close enough for the main display to not be useful. And we're in the dark, because we're behind a planet, and that's really annoying, but never mind. What can you do? Watch you about 5 kilometers away. Point ship towards retrograde again, or keep it retrograde. Then press R to turn your RCS thrusters, and finally press and hold H until your speed drops to 0. Oh, one more thing, if you always remember to turn off your RCS thrusters when you're not using them, so their attempts to help you hold LT do not accidentally push you off course. Well, I'm probably going to use my thrusters for a bit. Still at 45 meters per second, so I'm going to speed up a tiny bit. We're still heading towards, I think. I think it's about 2.9 kilometers, so we're probably getting as close as we're ever going to get. Because you can see the length of time it's taking to get to click down is getting more and more and more each time. So we were definitely approaching the closest we were going to get to it. So now RCS and then H, was it? Yes. I'm going to bring that down to 0, close as I can. Alright. Okay, rendezvous, almost there. Target. So I'm going to point to the target. Right, so this time point your ship towards the target and thrust forwards using only your RCS. In this step, don't let your speed go beyond 10 meters a second to make sure that you'll be able to stop in time to prevent a collision. If you start drifting away, brake to a stop again and start the approach once more. Once you go to 100 meters, we'll approach. I don't have a pink mark, which is slightly annoying, but there you go. So, I can get up to 10 meters a second. Oh, I've turned my RCS off, nothing's happening. Yeah, I probably should have been using, I wonder if I should have been using RCS more often. I wish we weren't in the shadow of the planet. This is probably not going to be the most interesting. So we're now heading towards 10 meters a second. And the time I always want to go retrograde. I should turn the turning. I should have turned off the RCS. I would love to be able to say to the thing, don't use RCS for turning, only use it for translation. But so you got this is the anti-target, that cross, that three-pronged thing, and I'm pointing at retrograde as regards to the target, and so when they're about 90 degrees from each other is when I want to start slowing down. Oh, that was wrong. Alright, so I'm going to use the fact that I can RCS the other way without turning around. I overshot, as I often do. Brake now! Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. In fact, I overshot completely. I overshot completely. In fact, I'm going to take it off there. I'm going to do my thing where I aim slightly to the other side of the target marker, because that's going to bring the... Oh, for heaven's sake, what am I like? Arg. I keep hitting the full throttle and I don't mean to, and it's very annoying. And so now I've actually ridiculously overshot. Ugh, so aggravating. Alright, let's go back to target. Ugh. Anyway, I am now more or less heading towards it. Okay, we're going to now point retrograde. Turn off RCS. We're going to point retrograde. And I'm going to see if I can actually finish this without hitting the Z key. Right, so we're pretty much heading exactly towards it. So let's slow down a little bit. Put the LCS back on again. Okay, 60 meters and we're basically... There we go. Break now, I didn't mean to start in. Now's a good time to deploy your docking port. Right click on it, press open shield. Also, now you're this close, it's time to make a little adjustment. Right now we're targeting the whole ship, but we can be more precise. Right click on the target ship. Okay. I'll right click on the target ship docking port, which I cannot see. There we go, set as target, okay. Note how this has changed. Target port is used the position. Also, right-click your own port and control from here, which I think we already were, or essentially there's no particular difference between the two. Approach target very close, very slowly. The idea is to get both docking ports to line up and just barely touch. Now this should be entertaining because I don't have my favourite thing, which is the docking port alignment. Now, what I am going to want to do is I'm more or less pointing the correct way. but I'm on the wrong side. Now, which way? Which way? I need to get my. There we go. I need to get myself oriented so that the various translation keys go the way I think they do, according to the position on screen. So when I hit J, I go that way, and I'll hit L, I go that way. So the main thing is get to the other side of it without crashing into it. Now we're going to slow down again. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to point towards the target, which means I'm going to be pointing towards the docking port. Again, I need to. Well, actually, maybe, why don't I rotate the thing so it's pointed the way I think it should? Forwards. Now I've got gimbal lock on the camera. Right. Let's. There we go. Bit forwards. So I should always be pointing directly towards the target docking port. And this may take a while. It's already taken, well, good lord, it's taken 30 minutes, good lord. No. No, go. God damn it. The problem, I always lose the ability to understand which way the damn thing's going to go. Oh, now it's all in the dark, which is even better. It's actually real. I mean, I find docking without the docking port alignment really, really frustrating. So there's going to be an awful lot of me just fiddling around with the damn thing, I think. Trying to bring that speed down. go. Let's go to chase mode. And of course, again, the sun's in the wrong place. But so what I could probably do is move the camera around. And then rotate the craft by 180 degrees. So my controls should be back to where I think they are. Yeah, that's good. So now I can see what's going on, basically. Gonna head towards. And it decides to change because it's annoying. No, it needs to go forwards. Oh, I need to go down. Now, because the camera just moved, everything's reversed. I'm going to have to do this again, I think. Over a bit. I think we might make it. The camera's in a stupid place. Probably I could do something involving the nav ball. Oh, but I think we've been captured. I think we've been captured by the magnetic attraction. Because I'm not actually doing anything that's... Yes! Oh, docking is so hard. Oh. Your HUD also said docking mode, which I didn't use. Change to an alternate control screen with the rotation... From rotation to your WASD will control transition, lift it, control up and down. Feel like controlling you. Anyway, docking end, well done. You just did one of the hardest thing there is to do with spacecraft. Congrats. That is hard. Now to conclude your rescue mission, you have two options. You can transfer fuel to the stranded ship, undock and leave them to their fate. I don't recommend it, but if you want to do that, press left alt and right click on the fuel tanks you'll be transferring to and from. The other option is to transfer the crew to your ship, undock, take the road trip back to Kerbal. To move personnel, click on one stranded ship's what's it, and then your own ship's pod. Each option has benefits and drawbacks. Let me know what you did when you choose when you're back on solid ground. But we're not doing that because this episode is taking over 30 minutes already. It doesn't feel like it took that long. Man. Docking is so aggravating. It's got a lot of solar power on it. I wonder if I could take the whole thing back. Anyway, thanks for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Come visit enoughdice.com. We're also available on Facebook and Twitter, and there are links to all of that in the video description. And until next time, happy docking, and reach for the stars.